Welcome to Stay Paid, your number one sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals, keep more clients, and build the life of freedom you're working towards. That can only happen if you're willing to take action today. My name is Josh Dyke, Chief Marketing Officer here at Reminder Media, joined as always by Luke Acree, President of Reminder Media.
It's good to be back.
And from the Acree Brothers Realty team, we have both here today, Stephen Acree and Cody Smith, joining us for an amazing guest. We have our guest today is Jayson Flory. Jayson is Rockland, California's premier realtor and veteran advocate and CEO of Turn the Key RE. His book, Empowered AI Agents, is available at Amazon and reveals exactly how to leverage AI tools to dominate your market without losing your authentic voice or personal touch. Jayson, welcome to Stay Paid.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Jayson, man, we're excited to have you on the show. Excited to talk about your book. Let's dive in. Are real estate agents going to be extinct because of AI?
Those that don't use it, yes. And
those who don't use it, yeah, I should show them my meme, my horse meme. Yeah, I think I did. Did I show you the horse meme at BAM, where it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I did this to Drew Thompson. Drew Thompson goes, agents won't be replaced, but agents who don't use AI will be replaced. And then I showed him the horse meme where it's the farmer talking to the horse and going, horses won't be replaced, but horses that don't use tractors will be replaced by horses who do.
Very true. Very true.
Anyways, I'm just joking. So yeah, I'm with you. It's like right now, at least where we stand today, AI is an efficiency tool. It's a tool that's going to make you more productive, make you smarter, in all things more capable in your real estate business. Let's dive right in really practically. You're running a real estate business today.
Yep.
How are you utilizing AI? And what do you talk about in your book that you believe will help agents in utilizing AI in their practice?
Yeah, so I mean, we use it every single day throughout the day. The team's trained on not coming to me for things. You know, it's what did AI say before it was what was Google saying to you. I am not Google, and I am not AI. And so it's a matter of training them to train their AIs as well. But I would say one of the most effective ways that we've used it and monetized it is by finding out for our listings who the buyer is from the get-go. We do the lifestyle videos. I got onto that with Shannon Gillette back in the day. But I started to think, okay, so I can do a lifestyle video about the areas around the house, but who wants that lifestyle? And so I went to AI and I just typed in very simple prompts initially. And even now they're pretty simple prompts. And it's just, I'm the listing agent of 123 Main Street. Who is my ideal buyer avatar, or in plain language, my ideal buyer profile? And it'll tell you. It'll say, I'll use an example of one we did recently here in Folsom. It was a $1.2 million listing. So it's more of an affluent area. It said that the buyers, and it went down to him and her, he is either in tech or in healthcare. She's in education, or one of them's probably in a business management level. They've got a couple of young kids. So schools are important to them. She wants to be close to shopping. He wants to be close to the lake and outdoor activities because he's going to want to go to Folsom Lake on the weekends. And they're either a move-up buyer based on the price point, or they're coming from the San Jose area. And so we marketed accordingly. We did a video that incorporated the shopping, the downtown of Folsom, Folsom Lake itself, all before we even get back to the house. And it was a beautiful home, beautiful, luscious backyard and all that good stuff. But the buyer ended up being somebody from the Bay Area. He was, or is, he's in tech at Sutter Healthcare. So he checked two of the boxes. She's a teacher.
Freaky.
Yeah, she's a teacher. They have two kids in late elementary age. So schools are important. She wanted to be near the Palladio in Folsom. And he wanted to not only be close to the lake, but he wanted a house that could store his boat for the weekends. And
yeah, it's so
yeah, it just nails it to the T. So we take all of that information and we go backwards with it. So we figure out who they are. So then we figure out our scripting for the video based on SEO and everything else that we know
Are you
they
using
already
AI
want.
to do the scripting?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So then you'll take that, what it told you the ideal buyer profile is, and you'll throw that into, ChatGPT or whatever you use, in order to develop you a script to do the lifestyle video for that property.
Exactly. And then that is then what we take, and then we put that into our MLS to create the property description, because now you've got an SEO packed buyer profile that's going to go out to all of the entities, and then it's going to go to the buyers. And then obviously we take our YouTube video that we create, targeting again where those buyers are coming from, and then my own farm and those kinds of things for proof of concept. But yeah, I mean, so then we run the ads accordingly.
Do you boost those YouTube ads? Like you boost those videos?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
for those audience. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a normal spend that you will do on a YouTube video ad for a listing?
Between $300 and $500.
$300-500. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're doing well, for us, what we would consider higher end. I don't know if Rockland that would be considered higher end or not, but 1.2 or whatever, that would be like ultra luxury in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah. And okay, so comps, Jayson, but you didn't go too much into it. Like, what information are you feeding? Because I'm curious for our listings on our side. Like, what would you feed, let's say, ChatGPT on the listing? Would you feed the link to the listing, the pictures, the location? Like, how much information are you giving it to give you the ideal in buyer?
No, I literally will just give it the address. Here's who I am. Here's the house itself. Tell me who the buyer is.
Wow.
So it's very basic.
And do you give it
obviously, what's that?
Like, do you tell it who it is? Like, what occupation the AI is supposed to have? Like, do you give it a job or anything like that?
Marketing expert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it is. Have you ever experimented around with giving a more detailed prompt and see if it comes back better, or you find that it's so good it doesn't really matter?
No, yeah, it's more of that, because I don't want to give it too much stuff to where it starts to skew things as to what I want it to tell me. And so, but I will say that, like, just recently, so we've got a listing shoot next Friday, and it's in an area kind of outside of downtown Sacramento. So the area itself is a great place where people want to live. And it was a very generalized, here's your buyer. They want a good school district. They want to be close to parks. That was about it. And you're only going to get so much video from that. So I said, okay, let's take that, but also, and it gave me some job descriptions and those kinds of things of who the buyer will be. So take that, but also incorporate the fact that its proximity is downtown where Golden One is, and it's where the Kings play and those kinds of things. And also its proximity to the river, where it's another good place for people to go on the weekends. And so I did have to edit that a little bit. And so then it gave me more context to those areas, so that we can incorporate that into the video, into the script, and then what will be the description itself. And we started doing this in February of this year with prediction of who the buyer was. And since we've done it, we have not missed at all. Like, to the T, every single listing, it's exactly who it said it was.
That's insane.
That is insane.
How has it compared? Like, how have those listings done in terms of days to sold, number of leads? Like, has it? Because getting the profile that you're targeting makes a ton of sense, and AI is telling you who to target. Is it actually sold homes like quicker, higher value? Like, how's that been comparing?
Yeah, it's definitely been quicker. Where like Roseville's average days on market right now is like 86. I just put a condo into contract at 7 days.
Wow.
Yeah, we had another one in Roseville a couple months ago. Again, days on market was probably around 70 at that time, and we went in 4 days. So
yeah, that's amazing. Have you tried this for the seller presentation too? Like before
Absolutely.
you go on your listing presentation, the same idea. Tell me how I need to present, or how have you thought about that?
Yeah, so what we do with that one is we'll say, who am I competing against? Who are the top agents in this market, in this demographic that I'm likely going to be competing against? Give me the top 4, and it'll do so. And so then I know who I'm interviewing against. Like, for example, there's a guy who I was with at the Realty One Talk, and I see him every morning in the gym. And he comes up to me, and this is a top 1% listing agent in the area. And he's like, oh, I know who this guy is. Yeah, okay, we're joking around. But then he comes to me, and he's like, what are you talking about? I said, AI. And he said, I don't use it at all. And he does 50 transactions a year. And so I'm like, good. Like, hopefully you don't pay attention to my talk.
Like, I don't either.
And so
I love the honesty. No abundance. Yeah.
No, I watch your business. Thank you. But I helped one of the agents in the office who was going up against 4 other agents. And this is, again, he's top 2 or 3%. He's like, hey, help me out with this. Let's figure this out. And so we put it in. We created his listing description for it, backwards and all that kind of stuff. And then I said, okay, now give me some things that would help me have a leg up. And without telling it much detail, it said, well, such and such, you actually helped them buy the house 7 years ago. So you by default,
that's embarrassing.
have a leg. And I looked at him, I'm like, Mark, you helped them buy the house too? He's like, well, yeah. I'm like, yeah, incredible.
Brutal.
And we were talking about that in an office meeting with a bunch of agents. I was doing kind of a mastermind here. And one of the agents that he beat out was in the room with us, and she didn't use AI.
Wow. Yeah, so
that's nuts.
How much do you use this in the actual presentation? Like in your listing presentation that you guys use AI as opposed to the other agents that are in competition? And then how much do you think that helps you on that side?
Well, obviously we talk about exposure like everybody does. And so we'll use Gamma to do a pre-listing presentation. So I give them some ideas of, here's some of the other things that we're doing that other people aren't. And then at the listing presentation itself, that's where I give them the context. Everybody's going to talk about going to Zillow or going here, but we're actually going to go where your buyer is that might not even be looking yet, because we're going to be on YouTube and in-stream ads, getting to their TV and getting those eyeballs in areas that you don't even know. We had one that I marketed to LA. It was after the fires. It was not an LA style house. It was in Fresno, which is like 3 hours away. But I ran an in-stream ad for the listing in LA. An LA listing agent or buyer's agent saw it, had a client in Fresno, and that's who ended up buying the house.
I mean, that's such a leg up because no one's using it. That's such a leg up for a presentation. Like, even if you weren't that great at it, I can see the so freaking good to a client sitting in front of them for a listing appointment.
And you do like targeted ads too, since you know the buyer. Is there like a targeted ad that you guys do, pay for a certain SEO wording with all that?
I wouldn't say to that degree, paying for an SEO wording, but we target the areas, the demographics, and those kinds of things where we know they're coming from.
Cool.
Why did you write the book, Jayson? Like, why did you end up writing the book?
I wrote the book for a couple of things. One, to help just share the knowledge, and two, because I was going to do the talk for ROG, which was, it was a good audience, a couple hundred people. I wanted to have a little bit more like, hey, this is the guy that wrote the book on AI in real estate. And so it gave some more context to, okay, like he probably knows what he's talking about. And he's not just because I was also the only Realty One agent to speak at that event. It was the first event here. Everybody else was like, high-end paid speakers.
So a credibility builder, basically.
Absolutely.
For you. And then obviously you're trying to recruit onto your team, right? So that also can be a funnel onto your team. So top way you're using it is to help you basically market to sellers and buyers of what you can do for them and their business. What's some other ways that you're using AI that you talk about in the book?
So I use it for like our market updates as well. Like I was showing you at BAM camp, I've trained it with prompts and everything else where all I have to do is take a screenshot of, an Altos research, what's your median days on market and all that kind of stuff. I throw it into chat, hit enter, and it's obviously within, that certain profile. But I hit enter and it gives me everything that I possibly need to then send to my VA. So it takes no time it goes in and creates a Hagen specific copy and paste script. It will then give me the description for Instagram posts. It gives me the description for YouTube, Shorts, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And then what I've recently done, even in the past week, and adding on to that, was also now take this same data, give it more context, and give me a 5-minute script for YouTube, more long form, with no time. And so then I take those things when I do it, and then I just tell it, okay, now give me the master prompt that I should have had in the first place so that I don't have to go through this every time. I get that, I send it to the team. And then it's just.
And you mentioned HeyGen. When you say HeyGen, you're talking about like the video. It's an AI video image editor. Yeah. So HeyGen is a site that you can use for AI video. If you ever saw our baby video on our Instagram, that's where that came from.
Yes, exactly. Or you can create an avatar of yourself. Are you using an avatar of yourself to do these market updates or no?
Yes. Yeah, I do that for the market updates. And I did do a baby Jayson as well. I love baby Jayson because he says all the stuff that I want to say and can't. And he gets away with he gets away with everything and people love it. And I'm just sitting there telling you how much of an idiot you are when you go to your listing they're like, oh my God, that was awesome. Thanks. But it's incredible what it can do and how it can soften a blow, but yet say the same thing.
Yeah. There's probably an opportunity right now in creating these hyper local Instagrams. Like, so think about like Lynchburg, Virginia guys, right? You create, Lynchburg's Instagram and you basically AI your way to all the content. You have AI and an avatar and all that stuff. It doesn't even have to be you as the avatar necessarily, and you just create a local channel. What's his name? Dan, who we had on the show down in Florida, right? A lot of his business, he does like 15 to 20 million a year. A lot of his business came from that Instagram channel he had for Florida, where he was just showcasing, I forget exactly where he's located. If it's Palm Springs or wherever he is at, but it was just showcasing local stuff in Florida. But you can think about, wow, you could literally have AI go to the web, find the local happenings in Lynchburg, Virginia, have it then create a video script for all the different channels, send it to HeyGen, and maybe you use N8N to do this whole workflow, send it to HeyGen to create those videos, and then literally have it post for you after the videos are created and all you not doing anything. Like that's the future.
That's what a lot of
when HeyGen,
Tom Ferry did.
Yep.
Yeah, when HeyGen gets a little better, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary because it's not quite there. And I've done it and have an avatar myself. You can still tell it's not you, and the voice
sounds better than it was 3 months ago.
It is. It's way better.
It'll be better in 3 months from now.
And you just go. It's going to get to where you won't really be able to tell. Yeah. If you don't know the person, you will not be able to tell at all.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, I've done some other presentations for title and those kinds of things, and I show them the market update, and they're like, "That was you," or like, "That wasn't you." You know, they're completely baffled that wasn't me saying the words. So I think those that know me, that know that I'm an AI, look for those things. But those that don't, I don't think they have an idea, and they just take it for what it is. And okay, maybe he's a little bit more robotic today, but they don't see it.
Yep, agree.
And I also think that with the N8N stuff, agentic mode in ChatGPT is replacing a lot of that. I mean, I spent 2 days trying to figure out. I mean, it's ironic. Like, I'm into AI as heavy as I am, but I still don't consider myself a tech guy. Like, I get so lost in those things. I spent 2 days on trying to figure out N8N, and then a month later, ChatGPT comes out with agentic mode. I click a button and just say go, and it's done. Everything's done for you. And it's like I get emails every morning.
Wait till you see. I was showing you a little bit of this at BAM camp, but like what we have just vibe coded. Dan and you, Josh, have vibe coded on Replit. And we are about to come out with, we're already testing it, like the ability to launch Facebook ads for agents off their MLS instantaneously, the ability to send postcards to the closest 250,000 homes, like all this stuff that would have taken us a year to get a product to market with that. We're going to get to market in 30 days, 45 days.
Yeah.
Right. And you're just like, that is insane. That level of value efficiency gained is like, I don't even know how you can like comprehend that in the overall economic environment. Like if everybody's gaining that efficiency, what will that mean for the actual economic environment? I have no idea. It's going to be wild. But again, everything also, there's a commoditization that will happen. So it's a gold rush right now. Run as fast as you can, get on AI, start using it to produce a ton of content, to do a bunch of basic things. But ultimately, it's going to be commoditized, because when everybody has a Hey Gen AI avatar out there, then what will actually stand out is the non-Hey Gen AI, on the feed. That's how, signal to noise works, essentially. If there's so much noise, then, you got to be the signal. Okay. Well, give us a third, like, or really, I guess would be a fourth way you're using AI that you talk about in your book.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know exactly what's specifically from the book, so you have to edit this part out, because I use it so much every day. I'm not back here going, "Oh."
Are we even talking to actually Jayson right now, or is this an AI?
Trust me, it's me. My gym routine's flipped this morning. And so it's like I've got my VA that she'll post stuff. I have her posting like a chapter a week, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did say that. That was a pretty good video."
Like,
that's fantastic.
Good job on that, man.
That's fantastic.
That's
well,
good
it
context.
Is like,
you guys should probably look.
I'm assuming you have used AI to write so much of your book, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm literally like thinking to myself right now, why am I not pumping out a book still of my ideas? Like, Josh, you had the idea, which I thought was brilliant. Take all of our podcast episodes.
I did it with like 3 chapters, and we just got to keep going with that thing, because it was
feed it and create a book of the best of.
And it made like some great quotes from you that were legit.
That were hallucinations, because
that's the one.
That was so funny at BAM. I posted this. They were making AI versions of us at BAM for all the speakers, right? And it's like I at BAM, in the actual pamphlet book, I wish I would have brought one home. It had an AI version of me, which made me better looking than I am, but it gave me a rose tattoo.
It was a great tattoo.
It gave me a rose tattoo on my elbow arm, and I was just like, "What the heck? What a hallucination!" It thought I had a rose. I would be someone that has a flower tattoo, I guess, on my arm.
I think it would look great, Luke.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. No, Jayson, this has been awesome, man. I appreciate you coming on. Can you tell people where they can find the book, how they can get in touch with you to learn more about what you're doing and how you can help them with AI?
Absolutely. Books on Amazon, Empowered Agents, just spelled AIGNTS. And I'm on Instagram at Real Estate Jayson, YouTube, same thing. And email's JAYSON at turnthekeyre.com. And I'm here to help.
Love it. Jason's got some great resources on his Instagram as well, and his link tree linked for how to like build some prompts to just teach the AI about your business, and then it stores that in memory, and everything you do from there, it knows exactly what your business is all about. So make sure to check that out as well. Thank you, Jayson. Again, thank you all so much for listening. You can dive deeper into this episode, get the show notes, as well as the video for all of our episodes over at staypaidpodcast.com. If you enjoyed this episode, head on over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/remindermedia. Subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And the best way to support the show is to share this episode with somebody that you know. If you want to get hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Josh Dyke.
Guys, I'm Luke Acree. Jayson, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks
so
for
many
having
good tips. I want to point out to the audience, right, before I give you guys the action item, what I thought was so critical for people to hear, and it's a golden nugget, is Jayson said, I'm not a tech guy, but I'm consumed with AI. The rest of you guys are sitting here making excuses for yourself of why you haven't actually learned it, why you're not using it, and then you're getting run over and beat by people like Jayson who are like, well, I'm not a tech guy, but I'm still going to obsess and use it, and look what it's doing for his business. And that's the difference between top producers and mediocre producers, is top producers don't have it all together. Top producers don't know exactly what they're doing 100% of the time, but they do it anyways. And so my action item for all of you is you need to, with all your listings, you need to go do that buyer profile prompt. You need to go ask AI, who is the buyer for this property? Give it the property address, see what it comes back with, and that will tell you how to market it. And then give it the prompt of, give me the YouTube video for this. Give me the social media post for this. Give me the MLS description for this. So simple, so practical. It can help you in your business. But remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers in every industry is top producers take action. Take action on that today.